see if I can get this to stand up. And I know it would have to be like this. Hold on. Okay, I might have to unplug this. Welcome to PXLTV6. It is a big day. If it seems like I'm a little bit out of it, because today is Distro Day, y'all. What does Distro Day mean? Distro Day is distribution day, is the day where I submit my music to my distributor so that it can come out on the scheduled date on all the music stores like Spotify, Apple Music, etc., etc. I have a choice of when I upload to SoundCloud and Bandcamp. If you hear the water draining, that's what that is. I have a choice of when I upload to SoundCloud and Bandcamp, but other stores I have to upload by a certain date in order to get certain opportunities and certain looks. So for singles, it's like a minimum of 2 weeks now. It used to be 4 weeks, now it's 2 weeks. But I got my single in 3 weeks. Single 2 has been submitted. 3 weeks basically to get that in, 3 weeks ahead of time. And then the album, you want to submit 4 to 8 weeks ahead of time. I submitted mine 5 weeks. So today is Distro Day. Like I said, I just submitted the album, the second single, and I'm taking my usual bath. It's the arena. I'm in the bath. I take a bath. I try to take a bath every day if I can. For relaxing. Even if it's just for a quick 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes I'll do a bath like earlier in the day and then one later in the day. It just depends on how I'm feeling. So yeah. So I figured I'd share this moment with you while showing the artwork and talking about temperament. That's what I'm here today to do. To share that it's Distro Day, and that I distributed or I sent off my album and second single for distribution. Woo! The second single is supposed to come out September 26th, and the album is supposed to come out October 10th. Those are the dates we're working with. So I do have the artwork. Let me go ahead and get the artworks. Hello, viewer. You came just in time because I'm about to show the artwork. The artworks were cropped, fortunately. I couldn't get them to print right, but it still gives you the gist of what the artwork looks like. You can go to my Instagram after this is over, and I'm going to share both single 2 artwork and the album artwork, so don't worry about that. But here is single 2 artwork. Hey, yeah. So this end that's cropped out, pretend like it's the full end, because that's what it's going to be. I could not get it to print right, y'all. So this is single 2, September 20th artwork. Most of it. Right. So you'll get the full thing when I post to Instagram when this is done. I'm going to share it across all my socials and everything, so don't worry about that. That was the album art reveal. Once I get it approved, you know, I can be much more excited about it. When I submit the album and I submit the single for distribution, they can still say yes or no to, hi, new viewers, hi. They can say yes or no to the artwork. So what happens is I submit the music, I submit the artwork and everything, and then they hit me back and say, that artwork is too grainy, make it more high fidelity. Or that artwork is too artificial looking. Make sure you fix that. All this kind of shit. All these little nuts and bolts that make these streaming services as seamless as they are, we have to make sure that we meet their editorial standards. So that probably takes about maybe a couple days of refinement, but it pretty much holds the release date. So like I said, for the new viewers, single 2 is coming September 26th, and the album is coming October 10th. The album is called Hey Glattus on Dina. Hi. It's coming October 10th, like I said, and the second single is September 26th. The second single is called Fish. The first single was called Really, the second song is called Fish. It has a deep house kind of vibe. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give y'all previews. Yeah, I am. I'm queer. So queer, you know, for those who the heteros, they may be the same thing. Those in the know, there's a difference. Identify as queer. That wasn't clear. So yeah. Like I said, once I get the approvals for the single and the album, I'll say, we got the distro. I'm probably going to be on Behind the Pixel 4 when I'm going to release Behind the Pixel 4, which is my behind the scenes upload series. I'm going to upload that once I get the approval. So there's that. I'm good. Thanks, Ed. Shut up. No, I'm good. The next part I'm going to talk about is temperament. So when I talk about temperament, what I'm talking about is the mix of traits that shape how somebody naturally thinks, feels, and acts, including myself. About your pattern, your ambition, your creativity, your energy, and how someone presents themselves in public versus in private. Use the classic 4 temperaments. Choleric, sanguine, melancholic, and phlegmatic. Choleric basically is feisty. It's a little bit more results oriented. For being angry, it can be stereotyped as angry, so that's your choleric temperament. Kind of like having cholera. Then you are your bubbly people, your happy-go-lucky people. The people who tend towards, you know, the positive perspective, optimism, you know, super bubbly, super outgoing. That's your sanguine temperament. Your melancholic temperament are those who are focused on perfectionism. They're focused on making sure they do things the right way and making sure that they do things that are in alignment with their own ethics and their own morals. So they just want to do things right. So if you find depressed people can't figure out the right way to go about their lives that you know is appealing to them, that is satisfying to them, they just can't find it, or they don't have the fortitude within themselves because of whatever experiences or because of whatever they were given, you know, predisposition wise, they're unable to find the resources within themselves to find the right orientation of their mental state, of their lifestyle, all that kind of shit. It's usually a combination. It's usually very complex. But that kind of ties into the melancholic temperament overall. But just because somebody has a melancholic temperament doesn't mean that they are depressed. It just means that they have a tendency towards perfectionism or wanting to, right? And then dramatic people are super helpful. They are focused on being accommodating and being helpful to you. It's a very calming presence. It's a very calming temperament. So, temperaments. Example, you have your choleric sanguine temperament. Your choleric sanguine temperament are people who combine that drive for results, that feistiness, with that desire to express oneself. That's what the sanguine temperament is about. It's about expressing oneself. It's about being bubbly, but it's basically about outward expression. So your people who are driven by results first, and then expressing themselves secondly, Rihanna, Doja Cat, Tyla, and Benson Boone. All these artists are ambition first and charisma that supports that ambition. So they have that choleric and they have that social expression to go with it. So that's your Rihanna, your Doja Cat, your Tyler, your Benson Boone. Your sanguine cholerics. Sanguine cholerics are your people who are charming first, socially expressive first, bubbly first, and then their ambition kind of supports their bubbliness or their kind of outgoingness. Britney Spears, Katy Perry, Tinashe, Charlie XCX, Justin Bieber. People who are known for putting out a positive, optimistic vibe, but also have that team around them that kind of orients them around getting them the results that we associate them with, the success that we associate. Your melancholic, choleric temperament are precision, perfectionism, getting things right first, and then getting the results second, or drive second. Beyonce is somebody who's known for being perfectionistic, and who's known for being behind the scenes, somebody who gets results, who's driven by getting results, who keeps a team around them, who has that ambition and has that drive and is willing to be feisty and even at times maybe a little bit aggressive, where she is more inclined to be reserved and perfectionistic. Beyonce. And then you have the choleric, melancholic temperament, which is me. I'm driven by my feistiness. People know me. I have a spicy temperament. I'm very outgoing when it comes to getting my result. I'm very outgoing when it comes to accomplishing things that I set out to accomplish. But then I also want to make sure that I'm doing right by people. I never want to accomplish things at the expense of other people if I can help it. I want to do it the right way. I want to do it in a way that feels right for me and feels right for everybody who's affected by my choices. So that's a choleric, melancholic temperament. It's drive first, that feistiness, that results orientation first, and then that perfectionism that comes in and makes sure that I'm getting those results the right way, or the perfect way, even though there is no real perfect, but the optimal way.